How do you end cleaning procrastination? This is where you don't like to clean, so you kind of like push it off, and then you still don't like to clean, so you push it off a little bit more, and then soon your house is a mess, and you have no idea why your house is a mess, but it's really hard to live in a messy house, and it's even harder to clean. How do you end cleaning procrastination? I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, there's somebody that wrote into the show, and she asked this question, and I want to read it so I don't miss anything. She says, I'm severely depressed. Cleaning isn't even the last thing on my mind. It's not even there. How does anyone get the motivation to clean? Every time I clean, I can only manage to do it for a short period of time, and it takes me a while to do anything anyway, and then I'm tired, and I may not even have finished one room. And then I leave the rest, and it may take me a day or more, or maybe I go weeks and not even do the dishes. I just can't get back up and get to cleaning again. I don't know how to break the cycle, and I have 2 young kids. I need help. Okay, so first thing I want to say is this is what we call cleaning procrastination. It's just really hard to clean. It's not fun. It makes you tired. You want to go do something else that's more fun, so you kind of like push it off, okay? Problem is this. Cleaning is hard. I agree, it's hard. Cleaning is hard. Most people don't enjoy it, so they like to push it off. Well, living in a dirty house is also hard. You have to trip over things, and then you get allergies because there's so much dust and dog hair lying around, and your eyes turn bloodshot, and your nose clogs up, and you can't breathe, and you just feel horrible. It is hard to live in a messy house. You can't even find things when you need them, right? So then you have a tendency to go buy more things to replace the ones you can't find, and then your house turns into clutter because you have too much stuff, and you can't find any of it anyway. It's just hard. So my suggestion is you got to pick your hard. Are you going to pick the hard job of house cleaning? Or are you going to pick the hard job of living in the messy house? You get a choice. Pick your hard, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about procrastination, because everybody, this is not just you, everybody has something they procrastinate at. It's one of those things like, well, I don't really like doing it. I'm not good at it. So I'm just going to kind of like push it off for a little bit. And we either never get good at it, or we just have this mental block that just keeps getting bigger and bigger, like a great big brick wall. Now, I want to stop for a second, and I want to say everybody starts at ground zero, right? You take somebody that won the Tour de France. They didn't start out being a pro on a bicycle. They started out with training wheels, and they were all wobbly, and they didn't have their balance. And the more they did it, the more proficient they became. You look at Michael Phelps, who's won 23 gold medals for swimming. He did not start out a pro swimmer. He started out probably gulping water in the deep end, treading water like, I hope I don't drown, right? We all start out from ground zero, and then we get better at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to reframe the way you feel about cleaning, because cleaning, like I said, can be hard and not so much fun, and most people don't enjoy it. What I want you to do is this. It's an exercise. It's absolutely free, and while it may sound insane, it is no more insane than living in a messy house, okay? So it's free. It costs you nothing to do it. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to go to a printer, and I want you to print out this message. It says, I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. I want you to put that phrase one time on a piece of paper, and I want you to blow it up, and I want you to print up 100 copies. Then I want you to go back to the house, and I want you to tape one on every wall in your house so that everywhere you turn, you can't get away from it, and it says, I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. I want you to put one on each of the back of the bathroom doors. So when you close the bathroom door, it says, I love to clean, and I'm so good at it, right? I want you to put one on every mirror in your house. When you go to brush your teeth, looking back at you is a message that says, I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. What's going to happen is this. Every time you see that message, even if you don't read it, your unconscious mind sees it and picks it up. And what's going to happen is it's going to start removing a brick from this great big wall that says, I don't like to clean. It's going to start removing a brick at a time until finally the wall is gone. Here's the next step of the exercise. When you do clean, okay, you said sometimes you do clean, sometimes it takes you days to do it, but you do clean. When the project is done, and it can be something as simple as you washed a couple of dishes, I want you to say, that was easy and it looks so nice. and I want you to say it out loud. Here's the reason why. When you say it out loud, it does something to your conscious and your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is aware of it, but your conscious mind just acknowledged it. Oh wow, that was easy. And it looks so nice. But guess what? Your two children are going to also hear it. And they're going to grow up in a home where when you wash the dishes, you say, that was easy, and it looks so nice. And you make the bed and you say, wow, that was easy, and it looks so nice. They're going to say, I want to help. And as they get older and they are old enough to help, they're going to start making the bed. And guess what they'll say when they do it? That was easy, and it looks so nice. And when you clean up the shower in the morning and you pick up all the toys and you put the towels away and you put the clothes in the hamper, wow, that was easy, and it looks so nice. They're going to say, I want to help. And if they're old enough to help, they'll start putting stuff in the hamper and they'll start hanging up the towels. They'll put the bath toys away when they're done with their baths. And guess what they'll say? They won't go, I don't want to do that. They'll say, that was easy, and it looks so nice. You guys can give each other high fives. When you brush your teeth and you put the toothbrush away and you put the toothpaste away, wow, that was easy, and it looks so nice. Then they brush their teeth, and what do they say? That was easy, and it looks so nice. All of a sudden, everyone in your entire family will be doing this, because here's the thing, if they live in your house, they're also going to see those signs. So at an unconscious level, they're also saying, I love to clean, and I'm so good at it. And then when they do clean, they're going to say, because you say, and you're training them, that was easy, and it looks so nice. What's going to happen is this, in a matter of a couple of months, the entire wall will be busted. This wall that won't let you clean, and it makes you severely depressed, and it pushes you into this state of sadness because you have kids and you want to give them the best. You can give them the best with this free tip. It costs you nothing. But what's going to happen is this. It's going to reframe your entire family. And your family is going to grow up in an environment that says, I love to clean and I'm so good at it. And your house will be clean. People will start doing things at an unconscious level. And when they do it at an unconscious level, they'll be saying, wow, that looks so nice. And it's so easy. That's so easy, and it looks so nice, right? They'll keep repeating this over and over and over again. It will change the way you feel about cleaning. Now, I'm going to share another secret with you. It doesn't matter what the procrastination is in your life, whether you're writing a book, whether it's a thesis that you have to write for school, whether it's homework that you're doing, whether it's something you're doing for your job, if you will create this same scenario, every single time you look anywhere in your house, you have a message that's bombarding you back that says, I love to do this task and I'm so good at it. And all of a sudden, all the walls that we have created ourselves to say, I can't do this, I'm no good at this. It's like being on the bicycle and being wobbly. Yeah, you don't stay wobbly forever. You gain confidence and then you become proficient. And then you become a pro, right? So I think you can do this, and I want you to stay in touch with me because I'm super excited about hearing your progress on ending cleaning procrastination. All right, leave your comments in the notes below. I'm dying to hear from you. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.